Good morning, everybody. I'm here. It's Monday morning. Welcome, everybody, to Morning Coffee with Mitch. You know what's next. Drink it if you got it. I've been waiting for this. Not bad. Got creatine with it. You can't taste it. That's great. Great. Well, it's good to see everybody here this morning. Starting off with a good crowd. Almost 50 people. Guess Guilty finished. Okay. Take care of the housekeeping. And I hope you all had a nice weekend. I did. Very relaxing weekend. I hope you all enjoyed my little carnivore music video with the scooter ride. Purpose of that video was basically, since it's to share all of Barbara's great music that she did, and just bookmark that video. You don't have to watch a stupid old man smoking a cigar, riding around on a scooter. You could just put it on in the background and listen to that music. It's great, great music. So consider it a 20-minute long music video. I took that nice ride on a scooter and I said, what can I do that's more entertaining than just talking? Because I'm always talking. And I said, why don't I make a music video out of it? So I hope you enjoyed it. Of course, it didn't get a lot of attention. It didn't get a lot of views. It has very little or no meaning to virtually anybody outside of our community. And what was funny is so many of the comments I got, even though I put in the description exactly where the music came from and gave credit to Barbara and her channel, I got a lot of comments that said, where in the hell did you find that music? How did you find it? That just goes to show you, people, even in this community, just aren't that curious. Don't ever read descriptions on videos, which I guess it's understandable considering when you're watching them on a big screen TV, they don't just always show up. Anyway, good morning to you. How are you? I see a lot of people in here this morning. Starting right out with Francine Bourgeois. Hi, Mitch and Roberto. Yeah, I know. I left Roberto home on my little scooter ride. Sorry. I'll take him next time. I was busy gathering up cameras and everything else, and poor old Roberto still sitting up there waiting for me to get home. I have a funny feeling this is going to become the Roberto show. Lady June, good morning. How are you? Good to see you. And who else? So Sandy Blythe is here. Hi, Sandy. Dennis. DJ Bro. Hi, you. Brian Dish was here this morning at, was that 5:58? Wow. 5:58. Susie Marsh. Hi, Susie. How you doing, sweetie? Good to see you. I finally got that little inflator from Amazon, and I blew up those two new little exercise balls that you sent me. Thank you so much. The little stubbly things on them make it much easier to use. I like that. And yes, Susie says, let's get this week started. Let's get this. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It has started. It's Monday. I'm anticipating on Thursday the delivery of an electric trike. Yet another we'll give it to you if you make a video about it. To which I say, bring it on. And this one's going to be a good one because it's not really a mobility device. It's a big ass tricycle designed for anybody, not just disabled people. So I'm looking forward to that one because I'll get a chance to exercise on it instead of just riding around on it. So I'm looking forward to that. And I also got another company wants to send me a yet even more portable mobility scooter that only weighs 40 pounds and would be possible for me to pick up and actually put in the back of my car. And that might not be a bad idea. So we'll see how that goes. Barry, the reality of Mitch's used scooter lot is becoming more and more certain. And Barry has sent me a couple of really wild memes, and I'll share them with you in a few minutes. Yellow Rose, how you doing, Rose, over there in England? Good to see you. Good to see you this morning. And Susie's saying hi. Everybody's saying hi already. Already said hi to Dennis. Jerry Voitish, how you, Jerry? Good to see you, my friend, at Ponte Vedra Beach. Ipsos at 6:30. Sandy Blythe at 6:30. And Richard Williams in Copper Hill, Tennessee. Good morning, Richard. Mike Seeley, whose work may be cut out for him in the scooter and bike assembly department. How you doing, Michael? Good to see you. And Mike Jr.'s here too. Michael Kenny, good morning, good morning. And Amanda, the star of Kilts this morning. What a surprise to see you there. Hi, Amanda. You carried most of the show, I saw. Good morning to you. Glad to see you here. Brian Airy's here. Hiya, Brian. Carnivore Wayne and Humira and Barry Simon. Good morning. Posting information about their Boston meetup. Almost, wow, 1 month from today. Well, 1 month from Wednesday. But coming. Time flies. Jerry, good morning to you. Hope you're doing well on your fast. Barry says, EFM, eat friggin' meat. Yes, sir. Oh, fatty meat. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Eat fatty meat. From Australia, we have Chris Wayne. Evening, Sir Mitch, Lord of the Scooter. Yeah. Lord of the Scooter. How would you... I think I'm out with a Latin version that... Lori, good morning, Lori. How you doing, sweetie? Good to see you. And are we up to 7 yet? Not yet. Not yet. Let's see. Who is this? This is Loretta Walk. How you doing, Loretta? Good to see you. Barry reminds you to tap the like button. That would be nice. We have Larry Ryan here. How you doing? Don Schonger. Good to see you. And the wind up to 7 o'clock. Susie. From Guam, Rough Carnivore. How you doing, my friend? And the winner, no doubt, Lambs and Robbie at the photo finish. Good morning, guys. How you doing? With Dennis and Anthony and Jerry and Francine and everybody else and Danny. Hiya, Danny. Good to see you. Diving on the button at 7 o'clock. It's so exciting every morning. Isn't that what we look? Well, maybe I'm overblowing the importance of my little contest every morning. But thanks for playing, everybody. Wayne is here. How you doing, Wayne? How are you? Terry, Donna Ray. God, we got a nice crowd here this morning. Got 88 people already. We're just getting started. Well, that's before they get tired of me and go away. I'll drink to that. Put QQQ in the chat if you got any questions or you want to steer the conversation. And have a good time, everybody. Relax, drink your coffee. We'll just keep doing what we do here in the morning. Babe Dowell, good morning to you. Good morning. Good morning, Brenda McIntyre. How you doing, Brenda? Good to see you. And who is this? This is Thinking. It's Dee. Good morning, Dee. That's my daughter's name, Dee. And my daughter left a comment on my video with the scooter and the music. Warmed my heart. So it's nice to know that my own daughter watches my videos. I know my son doesn't watch any of them. What are you going to do? If your parents put themselves out on YouTube, would you watch their videos? My daughter watches all of them. My son doesn't watch any of them. They both love me to death, and I'm trying to figure out why. Is my son that busy? Is my daughter that bored? I don't know. It's interesting, though. It's interesting. Doesn't mean anything. Doesn't mean my son doesn't love me as much as my daughter does. Who knows? And John is here. Less junk, more health from Melbourne. Hiya, John. How are you? Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Robbie, Audrey, yes, we got you, one of this morning's winners. And here we have Isabel. Hi, Isabel. Good morning to you. Stevie Wood, look at all the people. Keep coming in. Marla Kelly. And Kurt is here. How you doing, Kurt? Good morning to you. Don Shager said hi to you. And the conversations are starting. And Danny's talking about the Boston meetup. And Rose and Jerry and Kurt. And let's see, Manda and Kurt and Robbie, and here's Kathy, somebody I haven't said hi to yet. Good morning to you. I have no milk for my coffee. Can I borrow a drop? I don't have any. Mine is black. I have creatine in my coffee. Would that do? I'll give you, I can loan you a little creatine. All right. I don't know, 10 minutes behind. Everybody's talking to Jerry. I'm glad to see that the Boston meetup is getting that much attention. I really hope it turns out. I really hope I can get there, and I really hope that it turns out to be a real raging success. Good morning, Lucy. How you doing? Good to see you. And wow. I've been scolded. No excuses. This is caps. You know, y'all do know that in texting and comments, caps means you're shouting. It's what it means. It's considered impolite, but sometimes you have to do it. And I will take this as a severe scolding that I shouldn't leave Roberto behind when I go out in the scooter. And Roberto's got a great life ahead of him. He's going to get to evidently ride around in all kinds of different things, including this big three-wheel trike that will go 20 miles an hour. And where do you see this thing? Where do you see this thing? I can't wait. I got the FedEx. It comes in 2 boxes. One box weighs 140 pounds. The other weighs 40 pounds. 180 pounds of stuff. A box the size of a refrigerator box is going to be dumped on my driveway this Thursday by FedEx. And remember, we're going to have to deal with it. I'm going to film the whole thing. That will be quite an adventure. There's an off chance Kelsey may be visiting. And I was joking with him yeah, come over, help me put this thing together, and we'll have a race. We'll go out and we'll race the two things. And Barry, of course, immediately picked up on that theme, and well, I'll let you decide for yourself.
Kiltsy, Rick, welcome to Melbourne, Florida. We are building a scooter empire. Let's go, boss. Copy. Kiltsy, titles, Rick, line them up. Biggest fleet on the Space Coast.
Already on it, Mitch. Jeez.
Done. That's how you do it in Melbourne, Florida, Rick. Kiltsy, we're just warming up.
I need a vacation already.
We're counting money?
Coming next year on Paramount Plus, Melbourne King, the Melbourne King. I have a funny feeling we're going to see more of that. Barry, your creations are getting longer, and better and better. And this one, oh, I got to play this one for you. This one sets a whole new bar for this man, for Barry Simon. Well, you watch for yourself.
We are the carnivores, we hunt and we thrive. With claws and with fangs, we keep the wild alive. We are the carnivores, top of the chain. Hear us roar, feel the power and pain. Pack is strong, we hunt in the night. Grizzly power, ready to fight. Snap jaws with an apex might. We are the carnivores, hear our mighty chorus roar. United we stand, claws and fangs, carnivores forevermore.
Oh, man. Oh, that's Barry. That is fabulous. Fabulous. I hope you enjoy those things. I couldn't wait till this morning to show those to you. So let me do that. Wow. Yeah, both of them. They're getting longer and they're getting scarier in their realism. But creative, very creative. You know, I'm not an AI fan because I'm afraid of it and people are misusing it, but I love it for the music and the memes and that kind of stuff. And if we can only, as the human race, relegate its use to fun, it'd be great. But unfortunately, it's not going to stay that way. People will always co-opt anything to further their agendas, and I fear that the fraud and propaganda and damage from it is going to far outweigh the fun. But in the meantime, we're going to have fun with it. So thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. Josephine Beef Woman, how are you? Good morning. And Peter is here. Evidently, I didn't see him, but Kathy says hi to Peter. How you doing, Peter? Good to see you. Good to see you. I'm reading. Yeah, Mitch, trucks are wider than scooters. Don't think you'll be able to cross your little bridge. Yeah, I think so, but it doesn't matter. I believe that that's wide enough for a scooter. You may not look it, but it is. And if it isn't, I'll just go around the other way. I'll just go around. Used to be, when I had a golf cart, they didn't have those things there, and all the golf carts used to use that little bridge. Saved you a lot of riding around. But I don't think it's that wide. I'm pretty sure it's going to fit into my screen porch out back, and I gotta do a house cleaning under there and get rid of the bicycles I'm not going to drive and all the old furniture that's sitting in there. Make room for this used scooter showroom that I think is going to develop. But what the hell? What else have I got to do? It's fun. It's fun, and we try to make it entertaining in the process. You can only say eat meat so many times. Got to do so. It's tough. How can you not be repetitive? Peter says, I love a ribeye by aging my fridge or dinner tonight. I want to have 5 eggs. Yeah, yeah. So what's new, Peter? What's new? You know, Peter. You know, if you have you're Jewish like me, and you remember Yom Kippur and the Seder. And the Seder, you know, we have the dinner during the high holidays, and the prayer starts out, why is this night different than any other night? Remember that? Well, that pretty well sums up carnivore, doesn't it? I never knew carnivore was a Jewish holiday, but has a lot in common with it. Why is this night different than any other night? Well, actually, it's not. It's not. We're eating meat, so it came to mind when I saw your your description of what you're going to eat tonight. My first response is, so what's new? So what's new? And a question from little Susie by the Bay. Nobody works anymore. They all have time to sit on this show. Little Susie? Why would you say something like that? I don't get it. I don't understand. That's not neat and nice and very disrespectful. Your name is very cute, little Susie. Maybe some of these people are watching before work. Maybe some of them work evening shift. Maybe so many of them are older and retired. Why would you say that? Why does anybody come on to what is obviously a group of happy and engaged people and find fault with anything? And why aren't you working? Is the question that comes to my mind. So, little Susie, no matter how cute your name, F off. Oh, that felt good. I like that. Ah, yes, yes, yes. So, question, Mitch, from Amanda. I love your coffee cup today. What shirt? Oh, what shirt? Well, it's not a Gary shirt today. I mean, my contract with Gary is to talk about his store, but I'm not required to wear only Gary shirts anymore. And I do have a lot of shirts that aren't Gary's, and I love them. But to make it up to Gary, if you don't know it already, I will put Gary's shirt link in the chat right now. And there it is. So go buy your shirts. But the one I'm wearing today is a shirt that I really like, and it says, I enjoy romantic walks through the meat department. And I have two of these. I got these as presents. I get them from my kids, and I got a color one and a black and white one. And they're just great shirts. They fit good. They're black. I like that. Because I somehow trash a white shirt. I don't know. I can't make it through the first 2 hours of the day without getting something on it. So I like black shirts. Maybe clean, maybe dirty, but you can't tell. When I say clean, I mean not like they haven't been washed in a month, because they are clean, but it doesn't take very much for me to splatter a little baking grease on it, or drop a cigar ash on it, or something like that. So I like the black shirts. Kevin Corgi Lover, how you doing? Because of you, I already knew much of the cholesterol code information. Yeah, I've known it. I knew it. I knew most of that stuff, or had at least theorized a lot of it, long before Dave Feldman was out of knee pants, way back. But I met Dave a couple of years ago. We spent a couple of hours together talking about it, and I understood every word out of his mouth because I'd already theorized along a lot of those things. I knew how lipoproteins work. I understood certain biochemistry and physiology, maybe not as much as I do now, but that's why I hadn't seen the movie. I didn't care. I figured it'd be a waste of 2 hours. I didn't, and it turned out that that was true. There wasn't anything that I heard watching the movie that I didn't already suspect or know, but I'm so glad I did watch it because it supported. You know, we want to know we're right. Everybody else places doubt in our minds. There's very few places we can go where we are told we're on the right track and they're all wrong. So anything that supports your own positive belief that what you're doing is right makes you worry less and be less stressed, which in themselves are harmful. So thank you for that. But it's true. It's true. Most of us that have been around have heard this, the same message. It's not cholesterol. You shouldn't be artificially lowering your cholesterol unless there's a real reason. And there are reasons why. And if you are metabolically unhealthy, and if you have a screaming high LDL and a screaming low HDL and screaming high triglycerides, chances are that the majority of your LDL particles are small and damaged. And in that case, they will cause heart disease in a minute. So yes, you are absolutely a candidate for a statin. But to give or prescribe a statin to someone who is metabolically healthy is a crime, because your body wants that high level of LDL to transport all of that lipid stuff around your body. And if you try to officially hinder that, you are indeed hurting your health. So like any drug, it might be a lifesaver for one person and deadly poison for another. Just ask any cardiologist whether you should take digitalis or not. That drug saves some people's lives and it will kill other people. So the doctor better be doing his job before he prescribes it. Why? Do they acknowledge and are they that careful with certain medications when they think that statins are any different? You don't need the antidote if you're not taking the poison. But yet, we're going to put it in our drinking water, these fools. Gotta keep ranting about this. Keep ranting about this. Yeah, and Kathy says, I'd watch my dad on YouTube. He was cute and charming. I'm trying to be cute and charming. I don't know if I'm succeeding or not. Angie, oh, I would have to watch if my parents. I would think so. I would think so. And you know what I think a lot of times? What a legacy. When we're gone, to have thousands of YouTube videos that are still on YouTube. And would anybody care? Would any of your grandchildren or their grandchildren even know who you were, let alone take the time to watch you? Sadly, the answer is fat chance. They're all too busy and too self-absorbed with their own lives to worry about what happened to their great-grandfather. We take our parents for granted when we're alive, when they're alive. I know I did. It's the normal course of things. You leave the nest, you go live your life. I give my eye teeth now to be able to have a conversation with either my mother or my father. Again, I lament. I didn't know what I had till it was gone. But it's the way it's supposed to be, I think. So I can't feel too bad about it, but how cool would it be? My parents have been dead for 30, 40 years. How cool would it be for me to go back on YouTube and be able to watch my father? Maybe in his drugstore. From when I was a little kid. And watch a YouTube video. I don't know how long YouTube would actually keep these things after you're gone, but I don't see where they have any kind of a program designed to clean out the dead people every once in a while. And there certainly are a lot of videos from a lot of long departed people. So I can only hope that this legacy that I have when I'm gone, both my kids and maybe even my grandkids, who don't give a shit about me or hardly even know me anymore, and that's sad, but it is the way it is. Since the invention of social media and cell phones, grandparents are just a pain in the ass now that you got to pay attention to every once in a while. At least that's the way my grandchildren look at me. So I've reconciled myself with that. Maybe it's my fault. Maybe I wasn't in a position to pay as much attention to them as I should have, but we were spread all over the place, and that's a problem. And we weren't all living in the same place. Ah, well, I wax nostalgic this morning while I'm looking through the chat. Gary is here. Hi, Gary. How you doing, NOSLOW? I saw you briefly on Kilts. Yeah. You know, Kiltsy's got to learn. I hate to tell people what they need to learn, but Kiltsy, we need to figure out, we tried it the other day, when Kiltsy puts a StreamYard link, he doesn't pin it. And it's so simple to pin a link. You find here, follow me along here. You simply find the here's a let's take this one here. There's 3 dots to the right. You click on the 3 dots and a thing opens up. And of course, since I'm the owner of this channel, I get all of these options. Make him a moderator, put him in a timeout, remove him from the chat, just remove him. Go to channel. But if there's one here that says pin message. And if I click that, it pins the message down here at the bottom. It says message pinned. And it's going to be there for the whole show right here at the bottom. And that's what you do with these links until I click on the 3 dots again and say unpin message. So Kilty, if you're watching, which I doubt you are, that's all there is to it. And if it doesn't work, somehow Ollie has got the owner of the stream to somebody other than you. And I don't know how that would happen because you have the power to bring it up and go online with it. So it should work. You might have been clicking on the wrong 3 dots. But too many cooks. Too many people logged in with the same owner ID. And I think that's where the problem lies. So we're talking. I haven't seen a QQQ yet. Pardon me while I scroll down. I am at 7:19. Now again, a little behind here. It is Monday morning. Hope you all have plans for a nice day. I like Mondays. Monday's one of my favorite days of the week. I feel like the weekends are a waste of time. I have nothing to look forward to the weekends about. Yeah, I know I take some time off, but then I get bored. Came on with Kilsey yesterday morning for a while. On Saturday, Yeah, I actually went live on Rick's. So I do enjoy this stuff. I don't consider this work. I consider this an activity that I enjoy. And Amanda says, little Susie, maybe some of them are stay-at-home moms, whoever. Little Susie was a troll. Little Susie was probably another alias from another troll that keeps bugging us and keeps coming up with crap to come in here and say things that are hurtful, useless, and maybe attract my attention. And I hope I never see little Susie again. And I hope Barry will keep an eye out also. But I don't think so. I think little Susie was long gone. You have to feel sorry for people who have no life and have to disrupt everybody else in order to, I don't know what they get out of it. Don't know what they get out of it. They all say just ignore them. No, why? Why ignore them? I take great pleasure in exposing them as the miserable people that they are. And then they go away, and I don't even have to hide them. A lot of chatting, no questions, but a lot of chatting here today, which is good. True that, Kevin. Dead people stick around a lot longer today because now they can still vote. It's true. It's true. Immortality. Oh man, this is, oh my God. Mitch, oh my God. Saying both my parents have been dead since 2010, since I was 26 years old, what I wouldn't give to talk to one of them. My mom died in 1984, 42 years ago. My father died in 1990. For the last 4 years of his life, my father lived in an assisted living. I brought him over to Orlando and saw him almost every day. I never regret those years. The time I spent with my dad until he died. But that old song, you don't know what you got till it's gone. How many times in life has that applied to you? That's not a bad, Lord, that's a great idea. Create your own YouTube. You have a YouTube channel. Take all your home videos and everything and just upload them there. You're not looking for subs. You're not looking for fame or a big channel. You're creating a legacy for your family. For maybe family you will never, ever meet. I have the old photo albums from my father's family in Russia. I never knew any of those people. They were all dead long before I got here. But it's fascinating. It's fascinating to look through the pictures of all these old people, black and white pictures, dressed strangely, to know that some of them were my uncles and aunts and cousins and great-grandparents. And the problem is there aren't very many notations. So I don't know who they were, but I have to assume they were family. And I'm going to pass them on down to my children, who will probably never look at them, because I don't spend a whole lot of time looking at them either. Maybe we're not supposed to look back. Maybe we're only supposed to look forward. Who knows? These are all philosophical questions, and I guess we each have to come up with our own answer. Peter says, I lost my dad 10 years ago. We would be 100 years old on August 3rd. Well, happy birthday, Dad. My father was born in 1901, so he would have been 125 at his last birthday. Can you imagine that? 125. My mother was a lot younger than him. She was 18 years younger. She was born in 1918, so she would have been 108 this year, which is conceivable. That it was a shame she was so young when she died. She died at 66. I'm reading. Oh, look who's here. What time are you here, Kilty? 7:35. Oh, not too long ago. Kilty, how are you, my friend? Good to see you. Good to see you. I got a text from Kilty yesterday. I don't know if I can show it to you. Let me see. A lot of times my cell phone and my camera here don't really get along. But let me see if I can show you this. I don't know if this will show up or not. Is this going to show up? Yeah. I got a text from Kilty. He says, I'm sitting listening to the music, watching my good friend Mitch on his scooter. And you see on the computer screen there, Kilty's sitting out by the lake at his house in the afternoon, and he's got his notebook up, and there's Mitch on his scooter with the music video. I got the biggest kick out of that. Thank you, Kilty. And my daughter sent me things that she watched it, so I'm glad people enjoyed that video, and that's something you can just. I'm not looking for views. I don't care how many times you watch it, but it's music. People listen to music over and over and over again. Well, that's what I put it up there for. I think I got 6 or 7 of Barbara's songs on there, and no other interruptions. Just put it on in the background. I've already listened to that thing 5 times because I love that music. I think it's absolutely great. I can't think of music I'd almost rather listen to these days. Most of the music coming out today is horrible. Rick was verifying that I did drop in. A question from Susie Marsh. Do you provide a service to help others with their YouTube channel? Gladly paid. No, Susie, I'm sorry. I'll help for free, but I'm not looking for any more jobs, especially in the tech support realm. I had a lifetime of that in my computer business. I hate being anybody's tech support. I don't have the patience for it anymore. And I do that for a living on the side, supporting websites and things. And by the time I get done doing that, I don't want to do any more of that. I'm getting too old. I'm getting too old for that. So I don't want to be a coach. I don't want to be tech support. I don't want to anymore. I know there's a great need for it. I don't have the patience anymore to talk people through anything, except I do the carnivore thing because I love it. I love it. Everybody saying, hi, Kilty in the house. Robert Kiltz. Hi to Peter, Sandy, and all. Michael Pregler's here. How you doing, Michael? Just got out of the weight room. So what's new, Michael? I'm glad you're my rock, man. I can count on you. Don't give up. Consistency. Consistency is the name of the game. Tammy Pitarch, good morning, Mitch and y'all, Mitch Fitz. Good morning, Tammy. How you doing? What does Kilty have to say? Love listening to our friend and brother, Mitch. I love listening to you, Kilty. I didn't participate this morning. Somebody said, Barry texted me, thought want to make sure I was okay. Because he said, Didn't see you chime in on kilts. Well, I was doing a little work on the computer this morning. I was getting set up for my live stream. I didn't really have a chance to go outside and sit down, and so I didn't chat or anything. I thought maybe at one point about just hitting the StreamYard link and popping by to say hello, but when I went to look for it, it had scrolled. It was unavailable. It had scrolled off the top of the chat, and it wasn't pinned, and I needed to talk to Kiltsy about that. I make sure we can make it so that he can pin these links, otherwise they do disappear, and if you're not ready to keep putting them in there. So when I went and looked for the link, I couldn't find it. That's when I said, I'll just see them all. I'll see them all at 7 o'clock. Question, Mitch says, Peter, how are you going to unpack the trike? Will someone come over to help you? I'll have help. I could probably do it myself. If I had to. Mike Seeley is around. Maybe even Kiltsy will be here. But no. Or my son. My son can always come over and help me with things like that. But I'm not going to do anything dangerous. Not going to do anything dangerous if I can help it. Liz. Good morning, Liz. How are you? Question. New baby boy arrived yesterday. Mom and baby healthy, but mom is shocked at government required paperwork on being a new human. Wow. You know, that's something that most of us haven't been involved with lately. You know, when I was born, basically you got a birth certificate and you got a social security number. I remember I still have my first social security card. I still have it. I laminated the thing. From when it was my first card. It was, the number was put on the card with a typewriter. They didn't have computers and printers back in 1947. I'm surprised it wasn't handwritten. Oh, well. But congratulations. Congratulations, Liz. Yeah, got to get them in the database early. Got to start a dossier on them right from square one. Got to take them to sugar. Make sure that they, by the time they're 7, can't live another day without the entire medical community, food industry, or drug companies. Got to make sure we sheepify them right off the bat. Don't you dare let them eat any fat. God forbid they eat some meat. No, no, no. Get them on that baby formula. Get them on those sugars and seed oils. Get them addicted by the time they're 6 months old. Give them treats when they're little Johnny. Good boy. Here's an ice cream cone and a bag of Skittles for you. That's a reward, little Johnny. A reward. Kelsey says, my parents died in 2016, both at 98, and I talk to them daily. Attaboy, Robbie. Attaboy. I talk to my father and my mother too. Whether they listen or not, can any of us really know? We all have our beliefs. And if those beliefs bring you great comfort, far be it from me to want to talk you out of it. I don't want to talk you out of anything that brings you comfort and peace. Comfort and peace. I may have shown some of you this. I got a blood pressure machine here that a company sent me, and I've been kind of procrastinating about making the video about it. It's really an incredible thing. It's CAVN, it's the name of the company. And I don't know if it's a commercial medical device or a home thing or a combination of both, but it is certified for use in doctor's offices. Not the cheapest thing. I think it costs about $200, but it's the greatest blood pressure. I don't get along with blood pressure machines. First of all, I have not only white coat syndrome, but I have stress induced by any monitoring of my blood pressure. I can do my blood pressure at home and it'll be sky high until I'm convinced that the device that I'm using works. And once I start to get readings that are normal, from there on out. Well, it took me about a month with this machine before I started to get normal readings on it, because I was always nervous. And that white coat syndrome can jack up my blood pressure by 50, 60, 70 points. And I finally became one with the machine. And I've had this problem with every automated machine I've ever had. Yet if somebody comes over to me and puts a sphygmomanometer on my arm and gets out of sense, my blood pressure is always perfect. I can't deal with these automatic. When I go to the VA, 180 over 1, I said, no, go get the blood pressure machine. I sit and rest 5 minutes, they come back to 120 over 65. And because I know it happens, I expect it to happen, and it happens. And that's the power. You know, if the mind is the master, it certainly is. But this thing here, let me look at the memory. Where is the memory? Why can't I bring back the memory? Do I have to open it up to bring back the memory? Fold the thing down. I don't know why. I didn't clear. Maybe I cleared the memory. Anyway, I took it this morning. It's like 125 over 70 something. So I'm going to start using it every morning now. But I'm going to make a video about it. It's pretty neat. And the way it works is, it's got an armrest back here. This thing right here is an armrest, and this thing flips up, and you take it, and you set this on the table. Oh, there it is. There it is. Here, let me show you this. This was the reading that I took this morning. I don't know if you can see it. So 129 over 80. So I'm becoming one with the machine at any rate. Starting to get to where it's normal. When you take this thing and you put your arm in it and put it on this thing here and set it on a table, and it puts you in exactly the right position, it starts out by blowing up very slowly until it makes contact with your skin. Then it stops, and then it inflates. So it's kind of like an auto sizing, which is a problem with so many of these home monitor things, that you get the cuff up too high, cuff too low, cuff too tight, cuff too loose, and you get a terrible reading. So I had high hopes for this, but it's taken me a month or so to become one with it. And I took 3 different readings, and they were all about in that same range. So I'm beginning to feel more comfortable because I know my pressure isn't high. I know it's normal, except when I'm excited. And I have the power to shoot that blood. I always have. What I went through every year when I got my flight physical to get an acceptable blood pressure reading. And because of that, they always had me on blood pressure medication, which I really don't need. I really don't need. Because it's, and I'm sure a lot of people have that same problem. But I just saw that. I got it on my desk now. I'm going to start taking it every morning. Not that I need to take it. I haven't taken it in a year. I didn't care. I don't live by the numbers, but I want to check this machine out, and if it seems to work pretty good, I'll make a video about it. I told them I would make a video about it because they sent it to me, but up until very recently, I haven't been able to become one with the machine. Kathy, seems like omega-3 supplements help with mood. What do you think? I wouldn't know, Kathy. I haven't noticed anything like that myself. Of course, I don't take omega-3 supplements. I try not to take all these supplements, and it couldn't hurt. You know, I fall back on my couldn't hurt. But how would you know? How would you be able to say definitively? Are you monitoring everything that close that you eat or take? And can you really notice violent or wild enough changes, let's say, in your mood, and be able to attribute or connect those two things in other than a very loose and casual relationship, correlation? There's a big difference between causation and correlation. Most of the things that we talk about, I did this and it really helped. There's no proof of causation or even evidence of it. So many times it's just wishful thinking or placebo effect. You have to be careful. And then we especially have to be careful before we take that experience of ours and start swearing by it and telling everybody else in the world, you got to do this, you got to do that. I did it and this happened. We got to be really careful. That's what we're guilty of. And that's why we have all of the terrible medical advice and dietary advice that we have now. Talking about the Trump account. Yeah, why not? Get a free grand. Angie. ANGIEZ said, have you seen the 3D printed meat? There's a restaurant somewhere serving that to people. It's as scary. Yeah, it's whether there's two different versions of phony meat. There is the plant-based version, and there's a laboratory-created cellular version. Eat real meat. None of those companies, they've all gone pretty much bankrupt now. You have not heard about Impossible Burger or any of that other crap for a long time. It is not practical, cost-effective way to replace cows with all this artificially 3D printed meat. Sometimes we never learn, we don't know how to curb our enthusiasm for these lunatic ideas. And people who are so deluded and ignorant as to what is the reality of nutrition, unfortunately, have too much money. Bill Gates comes to mind, and fund all this crap because of their misguided idealism. But that's just a theory of mine. Again, is there causation or only correlation? Inquiring minds want to know. Yeah, Tammy says that would make my blood pressure go up for sure. Actually, once you become one with the machine, and you have to. I've always had to. For years. Once I became one with my old blood pressure machine, I always knew it was going. I knew it wasn't going to artificially inflate it. And after all of the negative consequences of a high blood pressure reading that I had in my life, especially when it came time to get my aviation physical, but anytime I got a physical in a doctor's office, they wanted to rush me to the hospital. And I kept yelling and screaming, no, no, my blood pressure's not 210 over 130. I have white coat syndrome. First of all, you go in the doctor's office, they slap the cuff on you. They don't even tell you to sit still. They don't tell you to put your feet on the floor. They don't tell you to stop talking. They don't tell you to rest for 5 or 10 minutes. The nurse comes at you like a mad scientist, poking and prodding and sticking, and then at the same time, this machine is on your arm, blowing up so tight you feel like it's going to squeeze your arm over your body. You get anxious and nervous as hell. Your blood pressure shoots up. Then they get a reading, and the first thing they do is write you a prescription for 3 different blood pressure medications. Welcome to the story of my life when it comes to blood pressure. Like all other things, we meddle too much in something that's supposed to take care of itself. So I got to the point where when I go to the doctor, I don't let them put any kind, and I hardly go to the doctor anymore because they are killing us. I don't let them put one of those automated cuffs on me. I say, no. You want to take my blood pressure? Go get a sphygmomanometer. You remember what that is? Do you know how to take a blood pressure? Do you know how to put the stethoscope in your ears? You know where to put it on the human body to detect whether your blood pressure? And virtually every time, I said, now come back in 5 minutes and let me relax, because right now I am pissed off and my blood pressure is going to reflect. So they go away for 5 minutes and they come back, put the cuff on me. Oh, your blood pressure's 115 over 70. No shit, doc. And I've got to the point where I don't have the patience for the medical profession anymore, which is why it doesn't take long when they had to take me to the hospital for them to label me an uncooperative patient. You're goddamn right I'm uncooperative. I'll do anything I can to keep you people from killing me and take this goddamn Special K skim milk, orange juice, dry toast, and margarine the hell away from me. And give me some eggs and bacon. Save your own life, man. Just like on the Titanic. Save yourself. Save yourself. That's what we've got out here. I'll keep ranting about it. And hope I can rant with enough conviction in my tone and demeanor to convince people that I'm not kidding. I'm really passionate about this. And the odds of me surviving to a ripe old age are much increased when I have to have the ability to avoid this current medical system of ours. And the only time I don't avoid it anymore is when I can't. Like when I had a stroke and I couldn't move. I'm stuck in their clutches no matter what. But I still fought them tooth and nail and managed to survive that. And I'm still going strong. But I found this they found me, this blood pressure machine. I don't know anybody wants one, but I'm going to become one with it. And we'll see. We'll see. And I haven't even showed it. I think I may have showed it once before, but they still want me to make a video about it. But that's not the deal. The deal is you send it to me, and I decide if I like it, and if I want to, I'll make a video about it. Anytime you want it back, let me know. You send somebody to pick it up, you can have it. That's the only deal I'll ever take with anybody that wants to give me something in exchange for a review. And if I don't like it, I'm doing them a favor by not reviewing it. And they have to be at ease with that deal. And I'm not getting any pressure from them, but I feel like I have an obligation. Somebody sends me something, I agree to honestly give my opinion. And I've had a hard time becoming one with the machine. Tuka's here. How are you, boss? I'm doing fine. I'm doing fine. Kurt says, Mitch, did you see my email sent you? Not yet, Kurt. Let's see. I don't have an email from you. I don't see it here. Try it again. OldGuyCarnivore@gmail.com. Robbie Autry. I love Rantman. Yes, sir. Rantman. I got Rantman sitting right over there. He's out of camera now, but here's Rantman. There he is. Got Rantman and Roberto sitting in my office, which is like a museum. Well, let's see. We 8 o'clock. We're 4 minutes behind. I am catching up, and we may be able to end this thing on time. Peter says, Mitch rants are the best fighter. How else do you make a point if you can't do it with passion and conviction? And that involves ranting. I think it's a way to get a point across. How to express your true feelings. You have to get emotional. You have to. And I'm not faking it. That is not an act when I talk about how criminal I think our entire healthcare system, healthcare. What an oxymoron that is. A lot of people say sick care. That's not true either. Nothing they do cares for the sick. It exploits the sick to sell them shit. Make them sick, then sell them shit they need. That's our health care system. It's got nothing to do with health. God, we are so... Bad word coming. Bad word coming. Cover the kitty's ears. We are so fucked. I can't think of a more appropriate use of that F-bomb. When I went on my scooter ride this weekend, I rode up to the pool. That's where the cigar came from. Because my neighbor was sitting out there at the pool, and he smoked cigars, and I haven't been to the pool in a while where he was up there. It was on a Sunday or Saturday, and I sat down, and he said, "You want a cigar?" I said, "Of course." And I sat there with him for about a half an hour, smoked my cigar. Then I turned around, and I heard a clap of thunder. I said, "Oops, I better get back home before I get drenched on my scooter." And I took off with my cigar and drove home. And there were, at his table, there were two other couples sitting around. Two men. One of them was 61 years old. And I started to talk to him, and Otto said to me, he's got dementia. He's 61 years old, and on the table, right in front of me, it's a big bag of Doritos, all the junk food in the world. And that's the life. That's the life. I didn't say a word. Didn't say anything. I just sat there, puffed on my cigar. But that's what you find. 61 years old, full-blown dementia. Doritos on the table. So much junk food for the middle of the day, Saturday. I hadn't even eaten yet. And I wasn't even hungry yet. What a contrast in lifestyle. I drove up there on a scooter. I'm almost 80 years old. I was so far and away the healthiest person at that table. It was incredible. There's something wrong with that picture. Donna, Sparky Donna's here. How you doing? Good to see you this morning. Somebody do it. This late date. Danny says, Mitch, I love it. I hope you're talking about my rants. All right, let me wrap this up. 8 or 9, 2 minutes to go. 2 minutes behind. Ah, there I am. Aaron. Aaron chimed in. Good morning to you. Aaron, how are you? How are you? A little late because I'm about ready to call it a day. And a little happy music for you. And let's call it a day. Why don't we call it Monday? It's a good name for it. Listen, everybody, my friends, thank you for coming first thing Monday morning. Many of you, 120 at one time or more. Thank you so much for paying attention to this old fart. Listen to me ran away. I hope I'm saying something that makes sense. I know I'm preaching to the choir and a troll or two, but I hope you realize that everything I say, I'm firmly convinced, even though I may be wrong about any of it, I doubt it, like it says on my shirt. So, we're going to do this again tomorrow morning, and we're going to wait eagerly for the FedEx guy to come on Thursday and dump that huge box onto my driveway and get to work building quite the trike. Quite the trike. And looking forward to a series adventures, something that I can film because I like to film things. It's a hobby of mine, cinematography. I can't spend too much time on each YouTube video because in essence I'm not getting paid for it, but I enjoy it as a hobby. So I try to make them somewhat entertaining. Same thing with the live streams. We'll see. Kurt says, thank you, Mitch. Thank you, too. Pop Carnivore said 61, whatever that meant. Everybody else is saying goodbye. And until tomorrow, my friends, at 7 a.m., right after Kiltseat, we may chime in with him if I get to if I can find the link. If he does it every day, I don't know. But I'm glad to see that he's settling in to be here at 6 a.m. And I'm sure we'll talk about it. Until then, you know the drill. Take the rest of the day off and eat meat.